Hello everyone, welcome back to Polar Night. Subscribe, like, comment, share to friends and loved ones. But yeah, thank you for clicking on this video. A big fat hug from me to you. Enough of that shiz. Also, this music is copyrighted, but if I recall, this is by White Bat Audio. I have two options here. Either I completely remove the music or whatever, or put it in the description below. I'll see what I can do. But the first part, I think I removed it for the first video. I was like, oh shit, I ain't re-uploading this shiza, man. Nah, let's just get right onto it, alright. Stefan recovered from being stunned by Sharif's entrance. Great, now I'm having a hard time. Sharif's entrance, and we all started to dig into our pockets for cash. Here you go. With casual ease, the horse, Sheriff, I'll call him Sheriff, even though Sheriff slid a few notes from his coat pocket and handed them to the barista. Keep the change, you dirty animal. We all gave him a mix of grateful and surprised looks, but he did not meet our eyes. Simply turned and strode toward the door where Tabby was waiting, still glued to her phone. Thanks? Sheriff did not react, opening the door back out in the perishing cold. Tabby followed after not even glancing back. He's, pretty. Intense. He's pretty, alright. Pretty stuck up. He's pretty. Presumptuous. He's pretty. Oh. He be swinging both ways, huh? As we gathered up our stuff, I felt a twinge in my left eye. I froze for a moment. Please, not now. The twinge could either turn into an annoying ache or with a feeling of sand under my eyelid. That was the more likely outcome. The other was much less pleasant. Yeah. My left eye clamped shut in response to the pain. What's wrong? Yeah, what is wrong? If I recall, he got an injury. He got that scar or something on his face. Eye, whatever. But is it like some kind of traumatic thing where it's like phantom pain? No, not Metal Gear Solid. Actual phantom pain. It's like phantom limb. Except this one's more... It's usually triggered with, of course, physical brain activity, the actual brain, physically speaking, and maybe some kind of memory being triggered. Correct me on that one, professional people in the medicinal field stuff. Gail sounded concerned, but I glanced around desperately for a restroom. Spotting the signs for the toilets, I gave them a "be right back" and quick walk towards them. I could sense their confusion and alarm, but I didn't care right now. Tears were already starting to stream from my eyes with the pain. Once I was in the bathroom, I fished in my jacket pocket for the bottles I kept on me at all times. Diclofenac and proximethicane eye drops. In this instance, the diclofenac wouldn't be strong or fast in acting enough, so I'm like having a pause or stuttering right now in this video for some reason. My practice hand identified the correct bottle from touch alone, and I pulled out the proximethicane like I'd done a million times before. I unscrewed the top and sat it on the rim of the sink, quickly washing my hands. The pain was unimaginable, like an eye full of sand mixed with a red-hot knife through my eyeball. My hands were trembling now, my face aching from the instinctive scrunching of my face to shut my eye and my muzzle wet from the tears. My eyes were in full-blown damage control, flooding themselves to flush out the irritants it believed was there. Taking the bottle, I tilted my head back, used my other hand to force my left eye open with great difficulty, and quickly sneezed. One drop. Instantly, a cooling, soothing wave of relief banished the worst of the agony. A second drop, and the sandy feeling dissipated. Straight away, my face relaxed as my muscles no longer instinctively tried to keep my eyelids shut. As I hunched over the sink, my breath escaped in one long heavy sigh. Keeping my eye closed, I allowed the medicine to do its work. I screwed the lid back on the bottle and slipped it back in my pocket. Leaning over the sink, a mix of tears and the drops leaked from my closed eye, running down my nose. Fuck, my face really hurt. That was a really bad one. Normally, these attacks tend to come on more gradually, giving me time to get the Diclo, what the, I wish it's not Diclo, it's like Diclo. drops in before it becomes excruciating. But ever so often, I get ones like this. So for those who have chronic pain, chronic illness or suffering, I feel you a little bit. I got like chronic rhinitis. You know, I got some. Even if I'm in an area in a room that's super clean, no allergens in sight, no dust, no nothing. If it's morning, my nose assumes that there's something there, and then be having a runny nose. I call it, but it's not like that's why I say I only feel like a little bit of the problems. I only experience a little bit of problem because it's not a massive thing. It's not like chronic back pain, chronic something. Going back to the game, me yapping with my medical condition, which is technically not a medical. It kind of is, but it's not a big thing, right? I call them thunderclaps, like the headache, the ones my brother used to have. My GP had made it clear to me the proxy was for emergencies only, that overuse could further damage my eye. I don't know, but with these thunderclaps, I could be useless for half an hour in unrelenting agony while waiting for the diclo to kick in. Besides, is it Uniclode? No, I think I'm correct. Dichlorocychlorine, right? I'm trying to like pronounce that word correctly. Hopefully I'm correct. Hopefully I am. If not, correct me down below. Besides, I was completely blind my left eye. How much more damage could I do? With the pain gone, for now, I straightened up, gazing at my reflection. I regarded my ruined left eye. The milky white cataract was a constant reminder to others of my disfigurement, as if the scar wasn't enough. Garret, you okay in there? There was a gentle tap on the door. He sounded pretty concerned. Remembering the way I dashed off, I must have looked a proper sight. Yeah, sorry. I quickly wiped my face and fixed my facial fluff. The door creaked open and I saw his worried eyes peeking around the side. You sure? What happened? Seeing I was okay, mostly, he opened the door and stepped inside. Stefan followed closely behind, also looking worried. My eye. I gave a hollow laugh in an attempt to lighten the situation. I get these painful attacks, alright? That was a pretty bad one, I'll be honest, even by my standards. I'm okay now though. I patted my pocket. I have lots of eye drops to keep me going. Arran and Stefan exchanged looks before smiling and nodding. Well, man, as long as you're sure, dude. Stefan brightened, though he still had a sympathetic look. I cringed as both of them were now staring directly at my damaged eye. I tried to laugh it off, turning my head to conceal it in as casual a way as I could, tugging my fringe to cover it once again. Seriously, I'm okay. Didn't mean to scare you guys. The pair gave me a searching look, but they finally seemed to relax. Okay, for sure. Arran placed a hand on my shoulder. If you're up for it, we should get going then. He and Stefan both stood aside to let me pass, only to face an anxious-looking Gale. Oh, Garret, are you alright? Really, I'm okay. I insisted, giving her what I hope was a reassuring smile. I noticed she was holding my backpack and gloves. Honestly, it happens, just something I live with. I didn't mean to scare you. I assured her, gratefully accepting my belongings from her. She gave me a smile and waited for me to put my gloves back on before handing me my pack. I thought you were going to throw up or something. Once my pack was back on, we made our way to the door. Sheriff and Tabby were both waiting and looking pretty pissed. What took you so long? Tabby looked like she was about to launch into a diatribe. No, I think I said that correctly, but Gale cut her off. Enough, Tabby, bitch! For the first time I saw Gale flash a genuinely angry look. Tabby opened her mouth to speak, but surprisingly Gale's glare was enough to make her shut up. If we are all ready? Sheriff didn't even try to hide the irritation in his voice. With a flourish of his arm, we all started tromping through the snow in the direction of the Longyearbyen Harbor. Wait, Longyearbyen. It's like bin. Okay. Maybe I am mispronouncing that one incorrectly. For a while, we marched in awkward silence. The embers of camaraderie we'd kindled during our coffees mostly snuffed out. I normally didn't mind walking in silence around others, but given the awkward tension in the air right now, I'd give anything to be somewhere else. I prayed to God the voyage wouldn't be like this. With my nerves very much jangled, my hand automatically reached for my smokes. I yanked the big cig from the pack with my teeth and reached in my other pocket for my lighter. As I flicked it and drew, I noticed Stefan was watching me intently. I clicked my lighter shut and patted my pocket holding my spokes. Want one? Oh no, thank you. I was just looking at your lighter. I raised one eyebrow. Oh, what about it? Is it an Elsorn? My smoke drooped in my mouth, very nearly slipping out as I gave him a dumbfounded look. You... Damn, man. You know your stuff. I admitted, utterly amazed. He gave me a cheeky grin, pleased by my astounded reaction. I collected them when I was younger, never had that one, but I recognized it from old catalogs. His smug grin was replaced by a more longing look. Could I see it just for a sec? Alright, I mean, with being that enthusiastic, yeah man, sure. I noticed we'd fallen a good few feet behind the others. I guess it was good that Sharif and Tabby didn't bitch at us for holding them back. Straight up, my man. Besides, I was more at ease talking to one person than 5. I hesitated for a moment with that lighter, then I slowly placed it in his outstretched hand. He gave me a grateful smile, then pulled off both of his gloves and tucked them under his arm so he could inspect it more easily. He turned it over in his hands, running a single finger down the very faded embossed design on its face before flicking it open. Oh, may I? He gave me a look that was more of a pleading one than of curiosity. I nodded, kind of taken aback by his fascination. When it sparked into life first time, naturally, he gazed into the flame with a look of awe. He actually stopped in his tracks for a moment, transfixed. I stopped too, watching him with a growing sense of bewilderment. I tentatively reached out and snapped the lid shut, snuffing the flame before pulling it from his hands. He blinked, seemingly snapping out of a trance. Sorry, it's just such a pretty lighter, well preserved and maintained too. Thanks, it belonged to my grandpa. He got it during the Second World War. Oh, OG! Now that's a real gangster right there. Well, no, more like hero. Like, it's a little bit... Yeah. Damn, it's in great condition, all things considered. Bet your Gramps had stories to tell. My tail very much not by my will began to sway as my mood brightened. Alright, baby. Well, animals do be like that. It was kind of annoying that us canids and oh my god, I'm searching this pronunciation right now. It's not lupin, right? Wait. Lupin. I said lupine. Oh god, my bad. Lupins and canids. Correct. Canid pronunciation. Yeah, you're gonna be hearing Madame AI. Canid. Canide? Yeah, it's canid. Yeah. Alright. Did not hear her because it wasn't there, so. It was kind of annoyed that us canids and lupins had such obvious tells of our moods. Other people found it cute and endearing, even though we often couldn't help it. Well, I don't remember too much about his stories. He never really spoke much about the war, except for complaining about how his squad kept stealing his smokes. He died when I was pretty young. Actually, this belonged to my brother before I got it. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Still, it's awesome we got such a memento. It's a little piece of history, you know? My tail swayed more vigorously and I grinned. Oddball he may be, but I liked him. Either Gale and Arran had slowed to intercept us or we'd been walking faster than I thought. The pair clustered with us, Gale and Arran a few steps ahead while Stefan and I walked side by side. I was meaning to ask. Gale gave me a concerned look. Do you get those painful episodes with your eye often? I swallowed and felt a pang in my chest. Again with my eye. I took another draw from my smoke, giving myself a moment to consider. Not that often, no. Usually it isn't that bad and I use my eye drops anyway, which typically stops it. Okay? I took another long draw before adding. Cold weather makes it worse, so I brought a shitload of eye drops with me. Well, cold weather or usually does dehydrate the body, especially the eyes. So if you're in an air-conditioned room and you are suffering with dry eyes, it will make it worse. Going back to the game, I'm glad it didn't look like a fun time, she said with a sympathetic understatement. Must have been quite the accident to do that to your face. Perhaps it was a presumptuous way he phrased it, or my growing impatience with his subject. Whatever it was, my limbs tightened and my fur bristled. My slowly swaying tail paused and raised, curling upwards. Before I could stop myself, my lip quivered, exposing a single fang while my chest vibrated with a soft growl. Arran's tone was sympathetic, but I didn't care. I was shutting this shit down right now. A sharp, acrid scent of burnt lemons hit my nostrils, a scent of fear and alarm. Judging by the two new similar but distinct scents, Gale and Stefan were also clearly alarmed by my reaction. What I meant was it must have really hurt. Stefan and Gale gave him withering looks. The tip of my smoke glowed brightly as I inhaled deeply, closing my eyes and settling myself. As I calmed down, my prickling fur settled and I hid my fangs. As the anger subsided, guilt and shame took its place. My reaction was instinctual, yes, but over the top, and I really didn't want to add to the awkwardness that had already marred our first impressions. Don't worry about it, I get that a lot. They each gave me a relieved look. They each gave me relieved looks. Still, I wanted more than anything to change the subject. Gale, did Tabby mention you were looking for a mom? For a mum? I keep forgetting, is it like British? There's no way, that's definitely intended, right? There's no way. Or who made this game? I very much wanted to get off the topic. Maybe digging at someone else's wound would suffice. Oh, yes, our mom, Emma Waters. She's the ship's doctor. Main reason I decided to go into nursing, actually. Cool. Did you ever mention Alex at all? Alexander Golubev? His face shone with excitement. Oh yeah, the cook, isn't he? She told me stories about him. Quite a character. That's my bro. Stefan beamed widely. I learned how to cook from him. Can't wait to introduce you. His goulash is to die for. Goulash? It took a second for me to catch the last part. Introduce? Wait, you still think they're alive? Damn. Mr. Thinking Out Loud over here. Arran spoke my thoughts aloud. Of course, just wait till you meet Alex. He's just the best storyteller and a cook. Oh man, one time he made the best honeyed roast. Arran had a clear look of confusion, and when he met my eyes, we both raised a brow. Gale, on the other hand, listened intently, smiling and nodding along like he wasn't mad. Both of them knew the Arran had been missing for 2 years, right? I think they're dead. No joke. 2 years in this. This is like the Antarctics, right? Somewhere that's incredibly snowy and dangerous. Pretty much extreme climates, hot or cold, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. You would not survive there without shelter. 3 days without water, 3 days without food, 3 hours without. Oh wait. Yeah. 3 days no water. Oh wait, no. 3 days without water. 30 days. 30 days without food. It's like I'm thinking days, weeks, or was it 3 weeks? And then 30. I don't know. Fuck it. 3 months without shelter. There we go. You'd most likely be dead. Most likely. But it's not 100% thing, right? It really depends on the variables in a risky environment. The IRV Arran. The Irv Arran? What the fuck? An enormous Arctic research vessel tasked with studying Greenland glaciers. Oh, it's in Greenland. The ship that vanished without a trace 2 years ago. The ship my older brother served aboard. Sheriff's letter came out of the blue. A few months after the search was called off, I remember my mom screaming, the first display of emotion she'd had in months. I sprinted down the stairs, alarmed to find her clutching the letter with tears in her eyes, yet an excited grin. Initially, I was skeptical. We'd received so many letters since the disappearance. Well wishers mostly, but a shocking amount of hucksters offering psychic help or private search opportunities. Yep, quick bucks, baby. But this one was different. Sharif actually had a loved one on board and we recognized him from news reports and interviews. But Sharif had failed to persuade international search efforts to resume. Instead, he would be privately funding a voyage. He couldn't afford to fund it entirely, so he needed help. And so he made the offer that any family member who wanted to contribute to funding the search could participate if they chose. They choose, right? Mom obviously leaped at the chance. Leapt at the chance. Fuck me, I'm getting confused now. My brain ain't straight, everyone. It's like, it's not, some of the screws are a bit loosened. Despite my misgivings and protests, she took out a substantial loan on top of the cost to get me here. One she'd be repaying for years to come. Damn. This is a risky voyage. But I guess anything to get closure, right? It matters if what happened to them. Are they dead? Because it's even worse when there's no body, no evidence. Like they never existed. Only in memory. And that's... We are emotional beings. Let's go with that. Social animals. So what about you guys? Who are you bringing home? His voice shook me out of my thoughts. Bringing home, huh? Probably had very different connotations to them compared to me and likely Arran too, judging by his expression. My brother, Connor, he was a mechanic. Oh, funny you should say that. Tabby's studying mechanics. Gail raised her voice a little, loud enough for Tabby to hear a good few paces ahead of us. Unsurprisingly, she didn't respond, leading Gail to give the back of her head a frustrated look. What about you, Arran? My, sister, Carrie. She was a navigator. Take the One Piece. He mumbled, barely audible. His confusion was replaced with an extremely uncomfortable look. Oh, of course. Carrie Marsh. You look a lot like her, you know. Gade gave him a cheery smile, but I could see he was uncomfortable. Now it made sense why I recognized him when I first saw him. Images of the Arran crew. It's Arran. It definitely is Arran. The Arran crew members had been a fixture of news reports for months. So many personal stories of people whose lives had been cut tragically short, accompanied by grainy photos showing them with friends, family, lovers. Grim memorials played as an ongoing drama for a public that rapidly lost interest as the months without news dragged on and on. I remember the photo of the pretty young this is like Lupin, right? It's not Lapine. Lapin, navigator. The resemblance was uncanny. Oh, you don't say. Yes, she's very pretty. I can't wait to meet her. I'll bet she has a tale to tell. I felt my stomach clench and this time I avoided looked at Arran. There was no mockery in her tone. She was serious. She thought they were still alive. When I felt a vibration in my pocket, I was grateful for a chance to momentarily tune out the conversation. I pulled my phone out, seeing I had a new message. Hi, pet. You arrived, okay? It was Mom. Mom. My history had 7 messages from her, all stuff I'd missed owing to the somewhat unreliable signal out here. All some variation of have you arrived yet or you on the plane. I typed back, I'm okay in Svalbard. Talk to you later about to board the ship before slipping my phone back in my pocket. I need to remember to send her a message before we departed. While the Sylvia had satellite internet and phones we could use to contact the mainland, USA. I'm sorry. I'm like, the way I pronounce certain words are now mixing up. They're catching up to me. I'm sorry, sleepyheads. Ladies and gents, we've been warned about its unreliability. I didn't want to lose contact and have worry. As I turned back into the conversation, I realized we'd arrived at the harbor. Before us was the MBV Sylvia. I knew it was chartered for just 8 of us, but for some reason I expected it to be bigger. It didn't look much from here. A top deck and main deck and presumably a lower deck. It looked more like a tourist ship than a search and rescue vessel. Still, I'd come this far in for a penny. Waiting for us at the boarding ramp was a shark girl chatting idly with 2 others. Shark girl and a tigress. She seemed quite cheerful. Her voice carried over to us as we approached, light and enthusiastic. When she spotted us, she immediately grinned and waved, beckoning us. Then there was a tigress, who upon our approach gave us a piercing stare, not hostile as such, more analyzing. When she locked eyes with me, she gave me a searching look before crackling a small smile. And the final figure was a huge guy, a servant who, while not as tall as Sheriff, was much more muscular. His deep, booming voice echoed across the quiet dock as he laughed heartily at something the shark girl had said. Maybe his voice like, oh, 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 it's like Merry Christmas, you know, Merry Christmas. Sheriff strode ahead of our group with long strides and utter confidence in his form. He smoothly extended a hand to the shark girl, towering over her. Without missing a beat, she beamed and accepted his handshake, saying something I couldn't quite hear from my position. He turned facing us all as our group arrived. The stag and tigress shuffled around, so we formed a semicircle around Sheriff and the shark lass. May I have your attention, please? Alright, man, you got it. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Sharif Abdi. I'm responsible for this expedition as its principal financier. But we are all here for the same reason, to find our loved ones or their fate. There are a few uncertain glances amongst our group. Once you're all on board and settled in your cabins, we'll review the itinerary and how our search will be conducted. This is June. She is the ship's stewardess and your point of contact for the voyage. She will tend to your needs and answer your questions regarding the ship and its rules. Hello everyone, pleased to meet you. She waved at us with a cheerful grin. I will meet you all in the lounge at 11:30 p.m. Please be punctual. Without waiting for a response, he gave June a curt nod and strode up the ramp to the deck before disappearing inside. Well, if you would all kindly follow me. She beckoned to us in our motley group. After a few mutual glances, we gathered our bags and cases and moved towards the boarding ramp. I paused at the foot of the ramp, drawing on my cigarette again. Gazing up the ramp gave me a sudden bout of anxiety. This was it. Point of no return. With a final draw, before flicking away the butt, I sighed and started my way up into the Sylvia. As folks filed in through the door to the ship's interior, June bobbed her head at each person as if making a mental head count. She turned to look back to me, then grinned and waved. I grinned stupidly and returned the wave. Her bright, cheery expression just seemed to help melt away the knot of anxiety in my chest. At least until I felt a huge hand on my shoulder. Pastiro was done. Nadastiag Noka. Oh, he's a big guy. I messed up the voice. Alright, we're not doing impressions now. Voice impressions or accents. I kind of fuck it. I usually fuck it up, you know. The bull spoke with what sounded like a Russian accent, and even by Bovid standards, this guy was fucking gargantuan. My jaw flapped open a few times as I tried to get words out. Evening, Joseph, finishing her rounds. He bounded up behind us as I cringed as I realized she'd been waving to this guy, not me. Yes, just wanted to know if I could have a light. He never took his eyes off me. He didn't seem to be trying to intimidate me. He just seemed very intense. And a guy his size didn't need to try to be intimidating. Of course, no problem. I reached inside my pocket and produced my lighter. From somewhere in his vast bulk, he produced a rolled cigarette, placed it between his lips, and leaned down for me to light it. His nostrils flared as he inhaled, the tip of his cigarette glowing as it caught. Spasibo. I think that means like, nice. Or like, good. He inhaled, then let out a massive cloud of damn, he's ripping clouds! Sky might be him. And smoke and condensation from the bitterly cold air. Mine broke. I won't get a chance to replace it for a while. I felt a hand tugging my sleeve. Let's go. Sorry, I don't think I caught your name. Oh, I'm Garret. Pleased to meet you both. June Cavern, just in case you missed it. And this is Joseph. I'm the boss. The big man himself. I see ya. I feel ya. I got ya. Automatically, I extended a hand which June shook with enthusiasm. When I offered it to Joseph, he also accepted. I tried not to think about how his hand almost engulfed mine. Come on now, let's get you settled. You must be looking forward to taking a load off. I gave Joseph a polite smile and nod as June led me off towards the ship's superstructure. Don't mind him, Joseph is a sweetheart, bit quiet but nice. She led me through the doorway where the others had entered. Immediately, I was hit with the comforting warmth of the ship's heated interior. It's got some heated floors, it's pretty hot. Oh, nice, this is a vibe right here, this is comfy. An involuntary shudder went through me as if my body was expelling the chill from my bones. As she closed the door behind me, the soft whistling of the wind abruptly stopped. We were in a lounge of some sort, A well-stocked bar, complete with stools that stood to one end with a comfy-looking sofa nestled against the outer wall. On the other side was a large table with chairs set up around them, like a cross between a conference room and a dining room. It's like a half-circle seat. Yeah. This is the Explorers Club. Pretty neat, huh? Yeah. Vibing. Yeah, I like this. This is good. This is good. This is a vibe, ladies and gents. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's just a chill guy as well. Given the nature of this voyage, I'd almost expected a Spartan, gray, and drab utilitarian ship. I guess Sharif realized that if we were going to be searching the Arctic Ocean, given the nature of this voyage, I'd almost expected a Spartan, gray, and drab utilitarian ship. I guess Sharif realized that if we were going to be searching the Arctic Ocean, might as well do it in style. I'll give you guys a full tour. But first you should get settled. The stairs are just on your left through that door there. I'm sorry everyone, Sandra barked. I got cut off from the flow. As I always say, don't mess with my flow. Don't mess with my flow. She fished a set of keys from her pocket and handed it to me. Alright, lady. What are we doing here? What are we... I see ya. You're looking at me with those eyes. Alright. Alright, let's not be a creep, everyone. Jeez. Just being friendly. Once you drop off your stuff, Sharif wants everyone to gather back here. Got it. Thanks. She flashed me another 2D smile before walking up the steps to the upper floor. There was a buzz of chatter and excited conversations from the cabins. As I descended the stairs, the corridor for the cabins was a bit less swanky than upstairs. I could see the others through the open cabins, admiring their accommodations for the foreseeable future. A little over halfway down the corridor, I found the door to my cabin, Garret Reid. I slid the key in and unlocked it. Sliding it in. Damn, this is some swanky ass. Oh my goodness. Yo, this is a vibe. I live in this. I could live with this, you know? No man. That's the bathroom? Whoa. The first thing that struck me was the smell, a piney wood scent. The room seemed a bit bigger than it was thanks to the light painted walls, but the mahogany paneling along the separating wall gave it a touch of class. Yes, sir, this is fancy with a capital F or fuck you. I had the double bed all to myself too. Pretty sweet. In the corner by the door was a small sofa and a coffee table, on which a teapot and cups were already placed. I suddenly realized I was gasping for a cup of tea, more than a cigarette even. I would not call it high-class living, but for a ship cabin, it was pretty nice. Better than a lot of hotel rooms I'd stayed in, certainly. With a relieved sigh, I slipped my backpack off and placed it on the bed. My back was matted and hot from my jacket and the weight of the pack. It had been fine out in the cold, but now we were in a cozy, definitely cozy. Put it in there again. It's a cozy, classy, CC environment. I was sweating up a storm. I gave myself a sniff. It was hard to trust my nose from a few years of smoking, but I detected the unpleasant scent of sweat. I wonder if I have time for a shower. Hey Garret, meeting starting. Of course not. Coming. With a heavy sigh and hoping I could perhaps sit apart from the others until I could wash, I made my way back into the corridor, locking my cabin behind me. Pretty nice, huh? It's not bad, actually. I wasn't really sure I was expecting some kind of dirty-ass fucking, freaking search and rescue. We gotta be hardcore. To take it as serious as possible. To live uncomfortable is to, be non-relaxed. It's to be always aware or be alert with that high cortisol stress scenarios. So much yapping. I gotta get back in the game. Unless we might be able to see some neat stuff during the search. Wildlife, maybe an aurora, I wouldn't count on seeing much. This time of year, we'll probably get polar night. Oh, polar night. Polar night? Basically when night lasts longer than 24 hours. Besides, this isn't a sightseeing tour. We're here for a reason. Sounds weird. And after I brought my camera with me, a pang of irritation hit me at his whining. What did he think this was? A fucking holiday? Now it's just trying to be all enthusiastic and optimistic, but deep down, it's people are broken. Okay, people that make you laugh and whatnot. Question this yourself: are they truly happy, or are they just happy with you because that's their goal? They want you to smile, to be happy, but not in a forceful way, in a friendly manner, with the pacing of it all, right? Oh my god, it's like I'm telling my story here. My god, get me out of here. Anyway, let's get going. I for one want to see what Sheriff has to say for himself. Yeah, same. The three of us made our way up and back towards the lounge. Once again, I'm loving this vibe. My goodness, if this wasn't... Remove the first part of the game and just put us straight here, you'll be like, wow, is this a chill game? A chill guy game? As we re-entered the lounge, June was behind the bar stocking some bottles. She gave us a check given as we pass. Sitting on the nearby sofa was Joseph. He had a cup of coffee before him, and he was watching the gathering in the conference room with interest. Everyone was gathered in the adjoining dining room, seated around the large table with Sheriff sat at the head. There was a smattering of conversation when we arrived. Sheriff watched us with an intense look, his fingers steepled before him. Even with his stony expression, I could sense the irritation from him. I took a free seat beside the tigress at the top of the table on Sheriff's right. Gail sat on the other side of her. Stefan sat beside Arran, who gave him a courteous smile and nod. Now that we are all present, he did say be punctual. He gave me, Stefan, and Gail pointed looks. I felt like a scolded student being given a talking to by my teacher. I'm sure you're all curious about the specifics of this expedition. Yeah, I am. Most of all, the new information about the location of Arran ran so far away. The room was so quiet, I could swear I could hear the outro of this video. So I'm gonna end this right here, everyone. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, quick, fast. Yeah. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good luck on whatever you're doing. We're gonna... Another day, another tomorrow, another thing to do. Yep, yes, sir. Now that's the definition of insanity. See ya. Bye.